Right, and today I just wanted to go over just a couple of things. First of all, um, hopefully you saw the email I sent, at least Rosalie and June, because you're directly with me, and Dawn, you're with Rosalie, right? So hopefully you did see the email. I just wanted to talk a little bit about chapter one of a certain book. The book is called Think and Grow Rich. And some of you might be familiar with it, and others not. I wasn't actually aware of the book until a few years ago. June actually introduced it to me, and I've been working my way through it and rereading parts and going over it and thinking about it. And I've read a few other books on success and whatnot, and what it takes. And one of the main things that always comes up in these books is that one of the parts of success is that you have to have an idea. You have to have some type of thought in your mind. Basically, you have to have a goal. And from reading the first chapter again a couple of times, there's some good points in there. So if you don't have the book, you should pick it up. It's not expensive. It's cheap. It's like under $10.
Yeah, I got one. I think it was printed in 1926 or something. Completely yellow from one end to the other. I've read it 10 times, cover to cover, minimum.
So you must know very well what's in there.
I know what he says. I have a lot of trouble swallowing it, but I've read it a lot of times. I try to swallow it.
Mm-hmm.
A little Pollyanna for me, but maybe not. I don't know.
Well, there is a lot of information in there, and as you watch the videos with Robert Hollis, he very often comes up with some of the ideas for his videos from this book, as well as other books like I think it's the science of money or something like that by Wallace Wattles, and some other books. Anyway, just wanted to talk about for a few minutes about the first chapter here, and it sort of sets up the platform, and it deals with ideas. So it's titled "Thoughts Are Things." And with anything in life, if you want to succeed, you have to know what you want to achieve. So you have to have that idea in your mind. What is your goal? I'll just give you an example of my own personal life. Since I was very young, I had always been interested in martial arts. Ever since I saw my first Bruce Lee movie. There's another one, The Magic of Believing. I haven't read that one.
No, how about Robert Schuller?
So ever since I was he's got some more there, good stuff. So ever since I was a young kid, so lots of books there. That's great. Based on success. Ever since I was a young kid, I've been fascinated with the martial arts, but I never really had the opportunity to study them. Even though there were gymnasiums in my hometown, the time just wasn't right. I wasn't able to make the time for it. Then when I came to Korea, the opportunity presented itself again to me. I was in a different stage of my life. I was still single at that time. I was working and had lots of free time, nothing to do. And a friend of mine suggested that we go to the local kung fu gymnasium and try it out. And because I had that thought in my head and that desire, that wanting to do something with martial arts for such a long time, I was suddenly presented with an opportunity that I could take advantage of to achieve that goal. And I took it. And I stuck with that for, I believe it was about 2.5 years straight. I went every single day, The training was 5 days a week, an hour a day in the evening after I'd been working all day. And I did that. I even worked through an injury. I twisted my ankle very badly right at the beginning, maybe 2 or 3 days into the training. Was jogging and stepped wrong on a sidewalk, twisted my ankle. I really couldn't walk, and I shouldn't have been walking, but I went to the gym every single day, swollen, sore ankle, and I trained. I trained hard, and within a year I was at black belt level, another year and a half to get to second black belt. Mm. So, if I didn't have that initial thought and that initial desire within me to get to that goal, I never would have recognized the opportunity when it presented itself to me in Korea. And that's my personal story, and it relates somewhat to the first chapter. Again, the title is Thoughts Are Things. So you have to have a clear idea of something that you want to achieve. It can be anything you want. It doesn't necessarily have to be money. Like in my case, it was becoming a black belt in some type of martial arts. And I'm sure if you look back through your life, you'll probably find instances of that same process happening, where you had some desire or goal that you set, and you may not have been able to achieve it right away, but at a certain point in your life, something happened and you were able to achieve it. So that's really what I wanted to say about the book Think and Grow Rich for now. You have to have an idea, a clear idea, a definite purpose. You don't have to know how to get there. You just have to know what you want. Anybody have anything to add to that, or a personal experience that they'd like to relate? Why don't we start with June, because June's already a Taekwondo master. Maybe he can relate to some of that. And
okay. First, good morning.
Good morning, or good afternoon.
Or good afternoon for you guys.
Yeah. Yes.
It's incredible to have you both back on the call again. Yeah, like Robert said, actually I did martial arts for over 30 years. Wow. And the one thing I can say as a coach and as a student was that the few champions that I taught, some of the students always went through the same purpose or stage that people that are trying to start a business went through, is that, what do I do next? They didn't really have a vision, and the champions that I did teach, they always were focused on a final goal. And no matter what happened during that time, they stuck to it. Like Robert, hurt his foot, and my students would hurt their hand, or, whatever it may be, but they always worked through it. But the final thing, like Robert Schultz said, there was an ending point. There was a vision, and persistence is a really good word. They kept up with it. But one of the things I always told my students is that I wanted them to imagine small goals. For example, by the end of this week, I want you to be able to be good at kicking, at this type of technique with your what you're going to use in your next match. So I carried that kind of into my business world, where I will tell other people to make small goals, reach those, then make another one, and then just keep adding to it. And then eventually, it's amazing how fast you reach that goal. I took one student that had no experience, only with 1 month of training doing that same technique, and he won his first championship.
Wow.
So I just wanted, the Science of Getting Rich, we're always using these techniques, and I think this book is quite different than a lot of the books that I've read out there. And Don, you're right, a lot of it's just mumble jumble. It's just people just talking. But I think the Science of Getting Rich by Napoleon Hill, it's really about how to put an idea into a really formulated action scientifically. And martial art masters are all doing this on a daily basis with their students, and coaches are doing this with their their players for any kind of team that they're in. So I just wanted to kind of share that with you, and that's something that I did. And like, for example, my son is a 6-time champion right now.
Wow.
Gold medalist.
Wow.
So I use the same method over and over, and it really works. But sometimes I forget, and I always have to tell myself to go put myself back on that path, because there's really nobody coaching me except for Robert Hollis. And every time I read his stuff or when I talk to Robert Schultz, we keep reminding each other we have to stay on that path. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes, yes. The fellow that taught Bruce Lee, his grandson worked for me for 7 years. Yeah.
That's pretty amazing, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Small world.
Yes, yes. He was an awesome young fellow. Yeah.
That is really cool.
Yeah. So.
Either of you have anything you'd like to share, or do you want me to get on to the meat?
Yeah.
What I've been doing.
I want to really get some upgrades. I just want to know how to do it. And I've been making my phone calls, and Dawn makes lots of phone calls, and we just can't seem to, like, I saw the value so fast, and I can't understand how people can't see the value in this, It's baffling.
We seem to get a very broad brush of what's to be done. Well, just advertise. You might as well tell me to go fly a kite. I need to have something specific, absolutely specific. Go to this site and do this when you get there, and don't stop until you get some success. What site?
Right.
How do you do it when you get there, and how long is long enough?
Yeah.
Those are the kind of things that I need to make this particular program work. And I know I could spew out all these types of advertising with my eyes closed. Which one and how does that one apply, or how do you apply that one effectively? That's what I need to know. If there is such an answer.
Yeah, go ahead, Jim.
I was just going to say, why don't we find out what you guys are doing now first, and then we'll go through what maybe we can help you do some other stuff.
Okay, I'm not doing anything. I'm ready to start from scratch.
Okay.
I've done everything.
I want to start from scratch.
One way or another, to some extent, ineffectively.
Okay. And Rosalie, you're doing lots of calling, right?
I've got so many ads out there, and they all seem to go off the front page at the same time, so I spend the whole day reposting them and everything, but I think I'm not switching them up enough. I think I need to switch them up more, or get a different ad. I don't know what what's going to be.
With all due respect, it's where you're putting the ads as much as anything. It's just to put the ads because there's some place to put it, not good enough. You have to know one place to put it.
That's right. You can't just randomly post here and there.
No.
That's what's happening. That's exactly.
There are places that are much more effective than others. I haven't really determined which place is more effective than any others. I don't have the ability to experiment and do that.
If it's at all effective, it's an improvement over what's happening right now.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that I wanted to share with you. It is related to advertising that I'm trying out. I stumbled across, or was introduced to this technique. I'm trying to make a video to explain it, and it uses Craigslist in this case. You could probably use any other advertising point as well,
like Backpage and Kijiji.
Yeah, you could probably use those too.
I was kicked off of both of them, but I guess I can get back on maybe.
Oh yeah, you can probably get back on. Just set up a new email address and you can probably get back on that way. Now with this particular technique that I'm using, it makes use of an ad, and it makes use of your email.
Okay.
So there are two main parts to this: your ad and your email.
Okay.
Now it's very important that you must have a dedicated email address for this technique.
Okay.
Okay, if you've only got one email address, you're going to have to set up another one. So set up a Gmail account.
Yeah, we both have lots of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
And okay, if you've got lots of them, then and you don't want to set up any more, pick one that you want to dedicate to this only.
Okay.
Okay. The reason, because you're not actually going to be doing any direct emailing yourself from that account.
Okay.
This account is only going to receive replies, and it will be automatically set up to send out a reply.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah.
Well,
and it's really simple. I didn't think of this until I was introduced to it.
Wow.
You use the vacation responder.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, you didn't hear
So
about that. That's Michelangelo, right?
Oh.
I don't know who set this one up, but I found this.
Michelangelo set one up. You can go into them, you can find them very fast, and you can find that one. I haven't without he advertised it for months. That's where you you're on a vacation and you send. It's a little black hat, but I hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. But you can set it up in such a way. It depends on your ad. I think this is what means for people saying it's black hat. The ad that I saw, or the video that I saw in this, the guy was advertising for jobs, and in the advertisement it was all about, job, but it wasn't about a job. It was about an opportunity, and most of the ads that we see people posting are along this line, even within Unlimited Profits, and it is deceptive, right?
Yes.
And when people get that, they look at that and they go, "Oh, I've been duped.
Yeah.
I don't want to have anything to do with this." And you get really poor response rates. So what I did was I used this technique, but I did it a little bit differently. I set my ad to not mention anything about a job, but to mention business training, because really that is what Unlimited Profits was designed for, was to provide business training for the people who are interested in learning about how to set up a business, how to use the internet for a business, basics of social media and engagement. So I made my ad to reflect that. So I kept it very simple. I started with a question, are you struggling in your business? Do you know anything about internet marketing? And then I offered them a solution. This is a standard technique for email marketing. You ask a question, then you pose a solution. We have the answer. We're here to help. And then I tell them what they need. They need a computer. They need internet access. It's a good idea to mention that if they know anything at all about social media or web browsing, it'll help a lot. And they have to, of course, as I started off the call, they have to have an idea of what they want, a desire, a goal set. And I wrap up with asking them, if you're trainable, because this is important, they have to be able to follow the system. Robert Hollis's training, they have to be able to follow it. It's worked for him, and it's worked for 44 other people to make them into millionaires, and countless others. I have no idea, and I don't even think Robert Hollis knows how many other people he's helped to become financially free. As well, I put in the advertisement my email address for that account that's going to use the vacation autoresponder. Okay. When I post the ad, I turn off or I hide my email address. I've tested this with it on, and it didn't work. When I click the reply button on Craigslist, for example, and I reply to the ad that way, nothing happens. There's no email going out. There's no email coming in. I don't know what's happening there. So I tried it with it. with my email address hidden, and then just directly responding with my email address that I've placed in the ad, and it worked fine. The email came into the inbox, and the vacation response went out.
Wow.
Okay, so that's the first part, setting up your ad in a way that is not as black hat as you might see in some of the videos regarding this technique.
Mm-hmm.
Try to be as upfront as you can. You don't want to give it all away because you do want people to check it out.
So where would you advertise? What section? What
This
jobs? And I think this guy is in resumes. One of the places this other guy advertises. He's not giving a resume. He puts an ad in there because he's got a good deal on airplane tickets or something, and it turns it hasn't got anything to do with airplane tickets.
Yeah.
He's forwarding his own site.
Yeah, I think that's exactly the same video that I saw. Yeah, he's putting out ClickBank stuff. He's wanting people to buy stuff from him.
That's right.
Yeah. And it's deceptive.
That's why I said it was black hat. What he's doing.
Yeah.
Well, it's maybe not black, gray anyway.
Gray anyway. Yeah. This is still a little bit gray, but it's not quite as dirty as what he's doing.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We're trying to be as upfront as we can in the ad, and still.
So once again,
with
all respect, what section were you advertising in? A whole variety of sections.
Yeah, in a whole variety of sections. The main sections that this will work in are services. So services, computer services, this would work in. You might be able to use it in small business ad services as well. It'll work in jobs, so like under customer service or marketing or sales. You can post it in resumes as well because you're offering training. A lot of people post stuff in resumes and they're not actually posting a resume. They're posting jobs or deals, right?
Okay.
Or gigs, because gigs are like short-term things that people are looking for money.
Okay.
They might be interested in training. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Part of your ad, of course, is the headline. So try to make it short. Make it reflect that it's not a job, that it's some type of training that you're offering. Not a bad idea to say it's free training. It's up to you, but make sure that it reflects training. That way people when they click on it, they're not going to be looking at the ad and going, oh, I've been duped again. The headline said job, and here it is. It's nothing but training or a service. Okay, so once you've got your Craigslist ad set up and posted, then go to the Gmail account that you've set up for this, and you're going to set up your vacation autoresponder. And you find that by clicking on the icon on the, I believe it's the upper right corner, that looks like a gear. Yeah, it's an upper right corner. It looks like a little gear cog. You click that and click Settings. Okay, under Settings you want to click on General. And General is where you're going to find the vacation settings. So scroll down that list all the way to the bottom and you'll find the section that has vacation settings. And in there, the default is vacation responder is off. You want to turn that on. And you'll set the first day. The first day will be today or whichever day you set this up. And you do not want to set an end date. You want this to continue until you decide to stop it. Okay, because your ad's going to be out there until it either falls off the bottom of Craigslist or whatever completely, or you decide to pull it. So just leave it running until you decide that you're finished with this type of campaign. Okay. The subject should be related to the reason why they're emailing you in the first place. So in this case, I would just put business training information or business training request regarding, so RE business training info or business training request. something like that. Then you're going to prepare your auto response, and it should deal with, you know, the reason why these people are contacting you in the first place. They've emailed you for information about business training. Okay, so this is the first step of sorting. So we've sorted out some of the people. We're looking at people who have some type of goal to learn about business, online business, or online marketing. So these people are, hopefully, in theory anyway, should be more interested in what we have to offer. Okay, our email to them shouldn't be too long. It should be short and to the point, and it should have your link in it. Okay, whatever link you want to send them to.
Pretty well, whatever you want.
Yeah, pretty much whatever you want in there.
Do you find one is working better than others?
Well, the link that I use is
sorry about that.
Is one of the squeeze pages that one of the new squeeze pages. It's called SP4 squeeze page. I'll make up a video and I'll send all this stuff out.
Okay, thank you.
And I don't know. I think that this particular link here. Just to hold on a moment. I'll just copy and post it for you guys.
Okay, thank you.
Here. Just hold on a second here. Okay. I find that the video and the format of this page works best.
Okay.
You know, you can change my ID to your ID, and then it's yours.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
The reason that I think this one works best is because it requires a minimal amount of information.
Oh, yeah.
It just needs an email address.
Okay.
There's no other information to enter.
Okay.
So because you're only asking for a single piece of information, people are more likely to give that.
Okay.
If you start asking for phone numbers and names, I find the rate sort of drops off a bit. Who's going to enter their information and go into your back office, right?
I got so many phony phone numbers. Oh, dear.
Oh, yeah. Well, you'll get phony phone numbers and fake emails and all sorts of stuff. And this way just sort of cuts down on that a little bit.
Yeah, that sounds great.
As well, the video is somewhat interesting. It talks about opportunity and understanding it and recognizing it. Okay. But the most important part is that it's very simple for one piece of information.
Yes.
Just your email address.
Okay.
And you're in.
Okay.
They don't have to enter anything else.
Great.
Okay.
That sounds
so I find that one works the best.
Okay.
Let me see what else we got here. So in your response, start off very basically like you're responding to them. Thank you for your interest in receiving information about the free business training from Unlimited Profits. And in the advertisement, I actually say the name unlimitedprofits.com. Again, because I want them to be able to check us out.
Yes.
I want them to do their research. I want them to check us out and be comfortable with us. The more people that are able to do that, again, the more likely they're going to at least enter proper information so that you can contact with them and build a relationship with them, get them interested to the point where they hopefully do upgrade.
Yes.
Okay. So you start off, you thank them for their request, then you give them an instruction, click the link and fill out the online form to get started. So you then include your link. And I tell them what's going to happen after that. Okay, so I say something like this: you're going to get instant access to the website. It has hundreds of hours of training, and it's lifetime access because everybody joins as a free member. Right? I tell them what they'll also get as a free member. They get 30 days to try out the lead manager. The main business building tool is the lead manager.
Okay.
And that after 30 days, if they want to continue using that, they would have to upgrade. But I also tell them there's no obligation for that.
Okay.
They can continue on using the training for their entire life, or until they want to just stop completely. So I'm trying to lay as much out there as possible without giving everything away, just telling them what to expect here.
Okay.
I then mentioned to them that if they want to ask me any questions or get more information before they make a decision, that they're going to have to do that from inside. Because if you've been watching the videos and listening, one of the main things that Robert Hollis talks about is sorting. Sorting the people who are not interested at all from the people who at least have some interest. And the people who have some interest, most of them, hopefully, at least some of them, will end up going into your back office. And when they're in your back office, then you actually have a chance to work with them. They've taken the first step.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to waste a whole bunch of time trying to convince people just to look at something. If they're not interested in looking at it, you want to leave them and move on to the next person. And this is just the way that you can do that.
Has I got a script? Sorry, excuse me. You got a script for that thing? For that, you're writing them an email, or you're talking one-on-one?
This is just an email. An email, and I'll post this and send it out as well.
Okay, thank you.
That'd be great, because then the problem is not to overcommit yourself. I gather you want to try to give them a taste of what they're going to pick up, as opposed to the whole.
That's right. That's right.
Pique their interest.
You want to create some intrigue and some mystery, like a good story.
Yeah.
It doesn't give away the entire plot at the beginning.
That's right.
It builds up, it builds up, it builds up. So you want to try to use somewhat of the same technique. So you give them a bit of information so that they're intrigued. They check it out. They check out a little bit more. They want to know more.
Mm-hmm.
And the people who are not interested at all, they're not going to take any action. So you don't have to worry about them.
Yeah.
It's either just not the right thing for them, or it's not the right time in their life. If they become interested, then maybe they'll get back in touch with you, and maybe they'll take that step. But until then, you really can't do anything with them. And you don't want to waste time trying to convince them if they're not going to do it.
That's right.
But I think Robert there, he sells the dream all the time. He never stopped selling the dream. You're going to be a millionaire if you just listen to him.
Yeah, he's really high on that, and
so you're not. It works for him, or it works for him.
It works for him.
For me.
If it works for him, it should be good enough for all of us. I'm a little bit more conservative. I don't want to oversell it.
Yeah.
I want to let people sort of discover for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at the basic things that Robert is saying, like
you can afford to do that if you've got it made. If you've got to get it going, you got to do whatever you got to do to make it work. No.
That's right. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. If you're in a comfortable spot, you can. I'm in a somewhat comfortable spot.
Yeah.
But I'd like to get it moving, of course, much faster. But I don't want to come off as a person who's being pushy, trying to tell people you have to upgrade, you have to upgrade, you have to upgrade.
There's a way. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes if you're in a really bad situation, of course, desperation comes out, and it shows.
Bad news, yeah.
Yeah. And once you start to show desperation, you turn people off instantly. You get nothing.
Forget it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to keep things as much sort of free choice as possible, but still directing and guiding them to what I want them to do. So I don't want the people who are not interested to try to email me and ask me more questions. I want them to actually go into the back room, look around, and then ask me, because then I can have a better idea of their interest level and what I can do to help them or to guide them to the right answer. And that's basically it then. Once you've set your email, you click Save Changes, and you're all set. Your autoresponder for your vacation is on, and just test it. Make sure it's working. So send yourself an email.
Wow, it's amazing.
It'll save you a lot of time with the sorting.
Really?
It'll really save you a lot of time with the sorting. The results I'm getting are pretty decent. I'm getting maybe 5 people, 10 people a day coming into my back office. A good day is 10 coming off of this. Not so good slow day, 4 or 5. but
Wow.
people are coming in.
Yeah, so where are you putting the ads on Facebook? What cities? What countries?
Well, that's something else that I'll just tell you. I'm in Korea right now, so of course I cannot post in North America. I can't do the verification by phone.
Oh.
So I post everywhere else I can in the world.
Oh.
Good places to focus. Of course, you're both in Canada,
Right.
So you have the ability to do posting in Canada, and I think into the States as well. You can do a little bit of posting there.
Mm-hmm.
So I would definitely try it there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've tried posting in Japan. I haven't really gotten much response out of Japan.
I just got one. I just got an email from Japan, yeah, from my Craigslist. So I got back to them, yeah. And I have a friend that's posting in California for me, and I have quite a few in New York. Still, you know, nobody's upgrading or that. So,
well, keep planting, and maybe this technique will help out a little bit more.
I can see where it would.
But definitely, Canada, the United States, those are great places. In terms of countries, you know, Mexico, the Latin American countries are pretty decent to post in.
Yeah.
Australia, New Zealand are not too bad. Not too bad.
They're all doing all that in English? You don't translate any of that stuff?
I don't translate any of it, no.
Is that right? So the Philippines should be all right?
Yeah,
the Philippines should be all right, too.
His wife is from there, so...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, very good. Got some connections there.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely the Philippines would be a good one. You know, Africa, I would just avoid Africa. There's so many, you know, the technology is just not quite there yet, even if there are people who want to do it.
Yeah.
And there's so much spam and garbage that comes out of Nigeria, right?
Yes, yes.
I just avoid Africa
Well,
altogether.
they usually say Germany is good for most of this stuff.
Yeah, so into Europe, Germany probably good. The UK might be okay. I haven't really gotten much response out of the UK.
No, I haven't either.
That's surprising.
Greece, Spain, Portugal, they might be okay because, you know, people are looking for something right now there. Their economy's in the tank. Their debts are soaring in those countries. So it might work there as well. And again, for places, you know, resumes would be okay. Services, under services, maybe business ads or computer services. Posted under jobs. Stick to the three main ones: customer service, marketing, and sales. You might be able to use like business management or something like that in there as well. And of course, gigs. And we're keeping this as, you know, as not as black hat, as close to as white hat as we can.
Yeah.
We're trying to be as honest and upfront as we can, but still not give everything away, so that we're trying to pique people's interest.
I like that idea.
Yeah, and this is an idea, of course, that Bill Ebert is always promoting, is piquing people's interest. And he, of course, part of the 21-day training program that they've set up is trying to pique the interest of 50 people a day.
Wow, that's amazing, though.
If you can do that with just advertising, that is amazing.
Really?
I haven't gotten there with advertising. I haven't gotten to 50 people a day, but if you can get 50 people a day checking out and going into your back office, if you could do that, you know, there would probably be upgrades coming on a fairly regular basis. I haven't reached that point yet. I'm still working towards it, and my hope is that, you know, by sharing this with you, what I've been trying is going to help you guys at least get one or two upgrades at some point here in the near future, because you know, with this system, if you're using it as a business, your success determines my success.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's in my best interest to try to, you know, to give you the tools that I'm using, that I'm finding are working, so that hopefully you get similar results to me, and then you can then pass that on to your people and help them in the same way, because then your success ultimately will depend upon theirs and how much you can do for them.
Yeah, I've got so many friends waiting to come in when I can show them a good check. They'll be in here, you know.
Yeah. So to sort of wrap up, in terms of goal setting, to sort of come full circle, goal setting and what you want to do, the first step, and June mentioned this, and that was a small goal.
Yeah.
So you want to, the first goal is, because you're both upgraded members, all three, June's upgraded as well, is you want to reach profit first. You want this to be a zero cost out of pocket to you.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree with you more.
And once you're there, then some of the pressure is off you.
Right.
You're not wondering how you're going to pay for the next membership fee. You're not wondering, if you're going to be able to cover your phone bill or something like that. This is taken care of. So that's your first goal, is to get to breaking even.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're a pro member, like Rosalie's a pro member, at the very least, we need to find a way to get you 2 pro member upgrades.
I know.
That would put you in profit, I believe.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you might only be making $5 profit.
It doesn't matter as long as.
But it's a profit, right?
Yeah.
It's the first step completed.
Exactly.
And Dawn, you're a standard, right?
At the moment, yeah. Well, I'll move up when I see some action. First time I see somebody I'll bump before they reach the end of the month.
Right. And that's a good technique.
Well, it's
that's what I did.
I'm a bit reserved.
Right. Yeah.
Also skeptical.
Yeah, that's what I did. I waited around, and when I saw somebody take action, then I took action.
Yeah.
A little bit like following the leader, but
Yeah.
of course I was already in the lead, and I just needed that extra push.
Yeah.
Okay. So for Dawn, we need to get you at least 3 upgrades.
Right.
If they're pro or standard, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
3 upgrades puts you at break even.
As soon as I see one pro, like I say, if I jump in before the end of the month, it pays me, right?
Yeah. And then you get paid 51%, $50 off of that.
Yeah. So that way, that makes a lot of sense. So that's a real more incentive to do something right now.
That's right. So for our short-term goals, that's what we want. We want to get you into profit. Then we can focus on the next step, which is to not just profit and breaking even, but starting to earn money.
Right.
And I'm in profit. It's not a great big profit, but maybe about, I think in my last pay it was about, I'm a pro, so I pay $99 a month, and my check at the beginning of this month was $130. So it's $31. That's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's better than nothing. And
exactly. Yes.
my membership is paid for, and that's what I want to at least get for all of you guys. And I'm going to keep trying out stuff and seeing what works and what sticks and what doesn't, and I'm going to pass on whatever I can to you guys.
Yeah. No, you've always been good at that, Robert. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah. Again, it's because if I can help you be successful, then of course, then my success is guaranteed. And if we keep supporting each other like that, we may not become millionaires, but at least maybe we can live comfortable lives without having to worry about what's going to happen next month.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you very, very much, Robert.
Well, you're welcome. Any questions before we wrap up then?
Okay. Well, thank you very, very much. And
Well, you're welcome.
Really good of you. Thank you.
Yeah.
We'll certainly give it a shot. See what we can do with it.
Yeah, definitely give it a shot. Keep me updated. Let me know. Let me know. Say next week if you're getting any type of response at all from it. You estimate how much if you can.
So.
All right. Well, we've had
really,
about an hour here.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you very much, Robert.
Yeah, I think
You're welcome.
I think it's a good idea to have recorded that. And that'd be a very useful dissertation for anybody. No two ways about it.
Did the record? You don't know if it worked.
The next test for me, I'm actually going to check here. The next test is to see I don't know. It's either still recording or it's stopped. I'm not sure. I'll find out in a minute.
Okay. Thank you very much.
If it worked, I'll post it and I'll send you guys the link. If not, I am going to make a video of that technique as well.
Okay.
That'd be great, you know, because like I say, I got no problem with advertising your name, your email. It wouldn't bother me a bit.
Yeah. No,
Well, you don't have to advertise me. Advertise and promote yourself. And
well, yeah, but for somebody else that's not in the group, you know, you got to join.
oh yeah, definitely. They can join our calls and we can talk with them. I'm not the man. I'm not the expert, but you know, maybe between me and June, you're still there, June, right?
Yeah, that's right. I think it's great. Very good. Very good. Much obliged.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
You guys have a great day, and we'll try to do this again next week.